In the book of Mark, chapter 9, Jesus goes to heal this young boy that's possessed by a devil. And he tells the father of the boy, anything is possible if you believe. And the father replies, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. And Jesus healed the boy. See, it's okay to have unbelief. That doesn't disqualify you. You're still a believer. You still have faith. We think like, oh no, if I got any doubt in my life, I don't have faith and God can't move. If you grew up in a Christian, especially a Word of Faith church like I did, you know that your faith is very important. And the Bible says it will be to you according to your faith. And Jesus will heal people and say, your faith has made you well. And faith is so important. We know that faith can move mountains. So sometimes we go too far the other way and we say, I can't have doubt. I can't have any unbelief in my life. Like we're afraid, or at least I am. I don't know if you've experienced this too, but you're afraid to let that unbelief in and you just get so discouraged and so frustrated and mad. Like I'm in a position right now where I have to trust God more than I've ever had to in my life for everything. I quit my job, moved to California, and it's difficult. And sometimes I doubt. Sometimes I don't trust Him. Sometimes I feel discouraged. I get down. But you know what? That's okay. Only God could say, you need this to live, to have miracles in your life. You need this thing, faith. And then give it to you, right? That'd be like you go to a cashier, you put something down, and they're like, okay, that's $50. And you're like, cool, can I have $50? You're like, oh yeah. And they give you the money and pay for it. That's what God does. That's what Jesus did here. He said, I can heal your son if you believe. And then when the guy said, I believe, but help my unbelief, Jesus says, okay, healed. It's okay to have unbelief, but don't sit there and think about it and get discouraged. But ask God and allow Him to help your unbelief. Like that's the craziest thing, that God gives us what we need. The one thing He requires from us. You can have faith and still have a little bit of doubt. That doesn't mean you're not in faith anymore. That doesn't mean you don't believe anymore. That doesn't mean you need to be discouraged or disappointed. That doesn't mean that God is disappointed in you. Great quote from Stephen Furtick. He says, yeah, I have doubts, but I'm gonna trust Him anyway. Like that's powerful. When you doubt your doubts, when you have discouragement and you have doubts, but you decide I'm gonna trust Him anyway. And when it gets difficult, don't try to muster up enough belief on your own. Simply ask God to help your unbelief.